5 goals, 1 term, Ben Brown. Can you imagine if he put a 4-quarter performance together?
Well, it's pretty simple. It's 20 goals, isn't it? So hopefully next week that's the case. But amazing quarter of football, and he's the favourite son down in Hobart, and he decided after half-time, well, I'll put a show on for the faithful behind the fence. And the amazing thing about Brownie is whether you keep him down for a quarter or a half or 3 quarters, he's going to pop up at some stage, and he's got so many different avenues for himself to score goals that we saw that in the third term. It was a really unbelievable quarter of football. It's
amazing that the players are so focused on their own game. I spoke to Shaun after the game, had absolutely no idea that Ben Brown kicked 5 goals in the third quarter.
Is that right?
He said, I knew he had a quiet half. I knew he had a quiet half,
no.
And I thought he bobbed up with 1 or 2. He's worried about his own game, Shaun.
So you're not like LeBron James, who can name play-by-play in the media?
No, his own.
No, not at all. We weren't great in that second term, so we were under the pump to get back into it. And I knew Ben Cunnington kick-started us in the middle, and Brownie was taking opportunities up forward. But when you're out there, I knew he might have had 2 or 3, but 5's a good effort, yeah.
Big effort. A bit of flair from your boys yesterday. Terrific. Dour conditions, but Kangaroos moved to 5-4. Going well?
Yeah, Haim, it was. It was back down to where we love to play, and we got the full conditions of Hobart in that first term. We were able to jump away. Jared Wade in the first quarter was unbelievable. He was marking everything, kicking goals. We managed to pile on a few goals in that first term with the breeze, but GWS, the quality side that they are, able to respond in the second term and use the breeze. We touched on Ben Brown's third quarter heroics. He kicked 5 goals in what was an unbelievable quarter of football, and really got us going along with Ben Cunnington in the midfield. We went into the 3-quarter time change slightly up at heading into the breeze in the last term, and we seemed to play pretty well going into the breeze down there at Hobart. And Trent Dumont had a really good season and capped off with another great goal there. 3 things that I learnt. Hobart is a home away from home for us. We love going down there. We get great support, tricky conditions and a ground that we seem to play really well, so we enjoy that side of the game. Number 2, contested ball and pressure changed the game for us. GWS really got on top of us in the second quarter around the contest. We copped a little bit of a spray at half-time, and I think it changed the game for us in that third quarter. And number 3, Jared Wade is in career best form at the ripe old age of 35. He kicked 3 goals in the first 10 minutes of the game, but really set us alight. And I touched on career best form, but it's frightening that at 35, and he really is moving and feeling as good as he ever has.
He's missed more than 100 games through suspension and body. If he can keep his body right, has he got another year or 2? I mean, you say career best form, it doesn't look like 2019's out of the question.
No, you're right. And I think looking over a lot of guys, when they have injuries early on in their career, I reckon when they get to 30, that's right. And it's almost like we have so many miles in our legs that we can play, and maybe Coons as well, because you didn't miss footy at all up until maybe 27, 28, but then copped injuries, and it does cut you short.
Yeah, I think I played 6 seasons in a row without missing a game, and then hurt my knee, and then missed a lot of games after that. So you do. I think if you hit 30 and you've had a reasonably injury-free run, then you may get hit with them. But if you, as you said, Jared Waite's missed 100 games. He might have a couple of good years left. He's still got his spring in his step as well. Once he launches at the ball, not too many in the competition can actually spoil it.
Yeah.
We could almost put you in that category too, Shaun. You've missed some footy over the journey and seemingly in career best form. How are you feeling 4 weeks after that sickening concussion? And don't seem to have any lasting effects, but what's the process been like? And walk us through your experience with that.
The concussion?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an interesting couple of days, but definitely knocks you around for a little bit. I hope to miss the next week game, and our doctors and the whole work around it is unbelievable, and we make sure that the players, and myself in that case, is 100% right to go. And by maybe 10, 11 days post the incident, I felt like I was good to go and was able to play that Sydney game.
I know we've spoken about this and we wrote about it, but
yeah,
you woke up from the concussion, and what was the question you had to one of the doctors or vice versa about a child?
I wanted to make sure I had one first.
You'd been to the birth of your child at 5:30 that morning, decided you'd play, and you woke up and said, did I have a kid today?
Yeah, it was, that's true. It was like a dream. You know, you wake up from those dreams and I'm pretty sure that happened, but I'm not sure if I was dreaming it or did it really happen. And I think I asked that question about 11 times because I was on another planet.
And you couldn't remember it initially, but now you remember everything.
Yeah, by Sunday night it all came back, so clear as day now, Hayne.
Perfect.
We don't like to pump up the taggers too much because they are dirty, rotten players out on the field, but Ben Jacobs is the best in the business at the moment. How important is he to your midfield?
Well, it speaks for itself, really, because he missed so much football, and I don't think there's any coincidence that our form this year was coincided with Benny coming back into the side. And the great thing about Benny is he comes in and plays a role like he did last week on Dustin Martin and a number of other guys throughout the year. But then he can play a game like he did in Sydney a couple of weeks ago where he had 29 touches, and then also yesterday where he had to adapt and go to a couple of different guys at different stages, but then also find plenty of the ball himself.
Do teams not have sort of designated taggers because they can't find a Ben Jacobs, or do some coaches not philosophically believe in them?
I think that's two-part. Even if you do believe in it, you need the player that can carry out the job.